Long ago, in the medieval times, a young woman named Agnes lived in a small village nestled amidst rolling hills and babbling brooks. Her days were spent gathering herbs and concocting remedies under the watchful eye of her grandmother, a renowned healer in the community. But Agnes harbored a secret desire to delve deeper into the mysteries of magic, a path her grandmother had strictly forbidden. One day, driven by curiosity, Agnes stumbled upon an ancient grimoire hidden in the attic of their cottage. As she delved into its leather-bound pages, she discovered spells and incantations that promised unimaginable powers. Torn between her grandmother's warnings and her own yearning for knowledge, Agnes decided to keep the book a secret, embarking on a journey of self-taught sorcery. As her magical abilities grew, so did the attention of others, particularly the village elder, Lord Blackwood, a man known for his insatiable lust for power. He noticed Agnes's burgeoning abilities and saw in her a means to increase his own strength. With subtle manipulation, he convinced Agnes's grandmother that the young witch posed a threat, turning the old woman against her own granddaughter. Cast out from her home and shunned by the community, Agnes retreated into the forest, embracing the solitude and honing her craft. In the heart of the woods, she built a modest hut from fallen branches and wild vines, creating a sanctuary where she could practice magic freely. Here, away from prying eyes and judgmental whispers, Agnes's powers flourished. She communed with woodland creatures, coaxed plants to grow with a mere touch, and commanded the elements to dance at her whim. Word of her abilities reached the ears of Queen Isabella, who summoned Agnes to the royal court. The queen, plagued by an illness that defied conventional medicine, hoped that Agnes's magic could offer a cure. Upon arriving at the palace, Agnes found herself caught in a web of deceit and danger. Lord Blackwood, eager to ingratiate himself with the royal family, had already woven tales of the young witch's supposed powers, exaggerating her abilities to make her appear more impressive than she truly was. Despite the intrigue, Agnes was granted an audience with the queen. And when she used her magic to diagnose the monarch's ailment, it became clear that the real reason behind the illness was a curse, cast by Lord Blackwood himself. A desperate measure to eliminate the queen and claim the throne for his own son. Seeing through Blackwood's treachery, Agnes confronted him. But the conniving elder used his influence to turn the king and the court against her, accusing her of plotting to usurp the throne. With her reputation in tatters and her life hanging in the balance, Agnes fled the kingdom, seeking refuge in the familiar embrace of the forest. Now hunted by Blackwood's guards and branded a traitor to the crown, she used her magic to evade capture, leaving behind a trail of bewilderment as trees seemed to grow in unnatural ways, and animals spoke to her in cryptic riddles, determined to prove her innocence and undo the harm done to her reputation. Agnes sought the help of Merlin, a legendary wizard rumored to dwell in the deepest part of the forest. But finding the elusive sorcerer was no easy task. She faced trials set by nature's spirits, each designed to test her wisdom, courage, and compassion. Only by proving herself worthy could she hope to receive Merlin's guidance. Finally, deep within an ancient grove bathed in ethereal light, she came face to face with the aged wizard. Despite his initial skepticism about aiding a young witch tainted by association with the royal court, Merlin agreed to help Agnes when he saw the sincerity in her eyes and heard the truth of her tale. Under Merlin's tutelage, Agnes's magical abilities soared to new heights. She learned to harness the power of the elements, control the very forces of nature, and read the intricate patterns of fate. But her studies were not confined to theory. Merlin, recognizing the importance of practical experience, tasked her with aiding the forest's inhabitants, healing sick animals, mending damaged ecosystems, and protecting the balance of nature. Through these acts of service, Agnes not only honed her skills, but also rediscovered the joy and fulfillment that magic could bring when used for the greater good. Meanwhile, news of Agnes's growing power and wisdom reached the ears of Queen Isabella, who realized the gravity of her error in judging the young witch. Determined to rectify her mistake, the queen sent a delegation to request Agnes's return to the kingdom, offering her a noble title and a place at the royal court if she would use her magic to break the curse that plagued her. Torn between her loyalty to Merlin and the opportunity to right past wrongs, Agnes sought guidance from her mentor. Understanding the importance of facing one's fears and the value of second chances, Merlin encouraged her to return to the kingdom and confront her accusers, assuring her that true strength lay not in avoiding challenges, but in embracing them. Upon her return to the kingdom, Agnes was met with a mixture of shock and disbelief. Many who had once mocked or feared her now looked upon her with newfound respect and admiration. But not everyone was pleased by her return. Lord Blackwood, still harboring resentment over his thwarted schemes, attempted to discredit Agnes once again, using his influence to sow seeds of doubt and fear among the populace. However, Agnes was prepared this time. With the support of Queen Isabella, and armed with the wisdom and power she had gained under Merlin's mentorship, Agnes exposed Lord Blackwood's treachery, revealing his past misdeeds and his plot to usurp the throne. Faced with overwhelming evidence and the loss of his power and status, Lord Blackwood's carefully constructed world crumbled around him. In the aftermath of Blackwood's downfall, Agnes's reputation as a powerful and compassionate witch was firmly established. She used her influence to bring about positive change in the kingdom, proving that magic and nobility were not mutually exclusive. Over time, the people came to see her, not just as a witch, but as one of their own, a member of their community who used her gifts to protect and serve. Yet despite her triumphs, Agnes never forgot the valuable lessons she had learned during her years in the forest. She remained humble, compassionate, and deeply connected to the natural world. Her story became a legend, passed down through generations, reminding them that even in the darkest of times, hope and wisdom can prevail. And so the tale of Agnes, the once ostracized young witch, who became a revered member of the kingdom, served as a beacon of hope and an enduring symbol of the triumph of truth and compassion.